Welcome everybody. Let's just start with the release webinar for December. Thank you for participating. I hope you're all ready to go on holiday very soon. Have a happy Christmas. We'll just go through the newest release on WorkPoint365 and WorkPoint Express. As usual, we will record this and distribute it afterwards so you can share it with your colleagues or whoever might be interested. Let's just jump out into it. First of all, a bit of introduction. Some of you might have noticed that this specific release has been very focused on backend, not for the users, not a lot of flashy new things that you can see, but I assure you that behind the scenes a lot of work can be carried out, and those of you who are working with the backend or as administrators and configurators will notice significant improvements in the way you can tweak WorkPoint and what information you can get out. A note on the quality, you might have noticed from the release notes that we had one item that we have postponed, we took out of the release. And this is simply due to the fact that over the last year, as you know, we have been working on improving our testing and our quality assurance, and meaning that we have constantly been expanding our test cases and the test scenarios and the way we do test and the systemics behind it. And that of course means that we find more and more errors that shouldn't go out in production, which is why we had to pull one feature by demand of our test manager, that he said there is something here I will not allow to be released. And we simply say, all right, fine, we'll have to push it and deliver it as soon as we can afterwards when the test has been completed. So however annoying it might be that there will be a little delay in things, then rest assured that what you get is actually tested quite well. So hopefully that will be a bit of a better way of doing it. Let's start just by looking at the release notes on the web. For those of you who are not familiar with it, we have our support center here where we have all the release notes and guides for how we work listed. This version of WorkPoint is 2.2, and here you can see everything that went in the mail as well. We have a few things to go through today, not a huge thing, but some very significant ones. Event logging will be one. This is where you can have information on what is happening with the system behind the scenes, information on if something is going wrong, you can see where it's going wrong. Of course, this requires some insights into how WorkPoint and SharePoint works. So for the average user, this is of no help, but for the administrators, will be of great help. I'm not going to go through all the details. For those who need to know or interested, there's a guide which will be also online, where you can see what is this event logging all about. I will just briefly introduce you to it. What you should note on here is that we have three types of event: exception, event, and trace, whereas exception is the one that causes problems. Trace is simply just information about things are happening, and events are like starting and completion of jobs. I'll get onto this in a minute. We have master site synchronization that's been improved. The dynamic site creation is the one we pulled out. More information on when this will be released will follow. Security replication and quite a bit of product improvement, minor things that's just been added or improved. And again, note on the quality, a lot of bugs have been fixed. These are things that have been discovered during our test, or some of them are actually reported in from you. Thank you for that. And as you can see, we take more and more care of those things to make sure that you get better software. Jumping back to the starting point, we have event logging. Usually I would have small video sequences here, but today we do a live demo instead. So I'll just log on to one of our demo sites, which we have here, made for this specific purpose. Best way to look at event logging is from the administration interface. There are hooks here and there, but if we go to the administration, you will notice a new menu point in the menu, WorkPoint event logging. As this is a test setup, there's not a lot of things happening here, so the last 30 minutes nothing happened. But if we go back a few days, the system will simply list things that has happened. Now we have selected only exceptions. We can select to have traces and events as well. And from here I get the overview of what is going on in my system. For those who are not familiar with this, with the backend, it's a bit of a code language, and you can click on it and get more information on what is happening. Now, in case you need more information, you have this little click to show all related events, which will then reload and add a filter to the log. This way you can see related events to anything, and you can just again remove the filter if you need to. Now the WorkPoint event logging is put in a number of places. If we, for example, go to the security replication, security settings. Oh, sorry, that was not what I wanted. Security replication. We will see that from here. Yes, and I need to choose the right module. We will see that from here we're also using the logging. So the event logging actually has an icon here, and you can click on the event log to see what actually happened on this specific synchronization of security rules. So works the same way, and we can see, all right, so things are looking smooth. There's no exceptions, no problems. So it's used in a number of places for logging information that will make it easier for people to see what is going on. Why did the system do something I did not expect? How can I solve this problem? Also, for those who are reporting problems to support, it's a good idea if you can pass information like this along as well. Going back, next thing is information field. We've added two kind of information field also to assist in managing and tracking what is going on behind the scenes. Master side synchronization and security replication. Master side synchronization has been known to be quite a big task to carry out. It can take a long time. We've tried to optimize that and also added some logging to make sure that if something does not go as expected, you can track and find out what is happening. And the same thing with the security replication. Give you a brief introduction. If we go back to our solution, I've made a specific view for to explain these fields. On each of this, we have 3 special fields with information in it, and these are on the list and can be added to views as you want. So this show when was this site synchronized, the related events to this specific event. So that is the event log again. Clicking on that will show you, and again, master site synchronization result. These all went well. If one of them fell over, it would be a red mark. So clicking on this will again open the event log for you, and it will find the related events to this specific thing. So as we can see, here are the history on synchronization of this field. Similarly, the security replication. Here a similar setup where we have security replication date, security replication log, and result, whether it went smooth or not. Works the same way, same principle. What is important also here is that you can use these fields, for example, for setting up a workflow. If you're doing these kind of jobs and you want to get alerts if something is not happening, you can use the outcome of these fields as input to workflow. So you will be alerted if, say, a security replication result is not good. So that means that you can set up a warning system, so to say, or alert system. So some of the important points of the WorkPoint Express, WorkPoint 365 backend. Frontend is only a lot of bug fixes, a lot of improvement, but nothing major in the front. But the user will hopefully experience the system running even smoother and even faster than usually. Moving on to the user's darling WorkPoint Express. A few but important improvements here. We have the 4K screen resolution support. Those who have had the pleasure of working with a 4K screen would notice that WorkPoint didn't render very well on these. It was pretty much unusable on those high resolution screens. Now we have fixed that, so that's now supported, and also if the user are zooming on their windows, the WorkPoint Express will handle this. So also we have added a new PDF converter. We used to have Office as the PDF conversion engine, so we could basically convert Office files. It took some resources from the Office application. We have changed this to a third-party plugin. The benefit of this is that you can do it faster and with more file types. We've added an extra menu point. I'll show you. And you get then on the back side you get a little bit bigger WorkPoint Express installation file, but that's a minor thing. Also, you've changed how you switch between Office applications. When you open Office applications, the WorkPoint Express will remember where you were in the system. And we've added some individual refresh. Apart from that, we have had a number of other bug fixes and improvements, which you can see on the release notes for the WorkPoint Express. And for those who have reported an error, these are the ID in our ticket system that will show you, that refer to the incident ticket. So you can check whether you have reported this, and now you can see it's been fixed. So jumping into the WorkPoint Express, I have here my Molly's Foundation project electrical heater on rig. If I go to the documents, I will see that I can now right click and generate a PDF. As usual, I can open a new mail, and from here, as I used to, I can right click and generate PDF, add attach PDF, insert the attached PDF just as you used to, but this other thing generating on the fly is a new one. So if I want to generate the PDF to store it, that's just a right click. You can now, as I said, you can refresh individual items. Usually you would have to go to the top, but now you can just click refresh and you will refresh this site for new content. Before you had to go refresh or refresh all. But that's over now. As I said, it opens different. So if I'm now opening, let's say Excel, which will probably open on my other monitor. It did. But as I see WorkPoint Express loading, it hits the same project where I was standing. Before this, it would load simply on the module level. So that's easier for the user to navigate through. all of these Office applications. Right, finally, we are also working on improving our communication to you about not what's not just been released, but what's actually coming. So here's a sneak peek for next year. We are working at the moment on the groups and teams from Microsoft. We're integrating that into WorkPoint. We've actually been working on that for a while, but we have been waiting for Microsoft to do certain releases, so we had some tools to work with. Microsoft is releasing something, I believe it's January, which will make it possible for us to continue with the integration of groups and teams. Also, we have a project going with using modern UI on SharePoint. So our old 2013 UI is going to be changed to where we're using all the good stuff from modern UI in SharePoint. We have done prototypes on this successfully, so it's in the making. I'm happy to say that WorkPoint Express will get an extra feature in terms of actually an extra little product. WorkPoint Express is being built using the Office add-in technology. I can say right away that it's not going to be the full rich WorkPoint Express from the beginning, because there are very big differences in the technology. But what we will be able to do would be to archive and email and documents, etc., from WorkPoint, from Outlook through an Office add-in. That will also come out soon. The GDPR is going to create a few changes to WorkPoint, not a huge amount, but some of them, especially to Email Manager, where we need to develop a few things to make sure that our clients and partners can comply to GDPR. And we have more stuff in the making. There will follow more information soon about what is going on, and in the shorter term and the longer term. So that's about it for now. Thank you very much again for your interest in WorkPoint. Please make sure you get an upgrade. Remember to upgrade both the backend 365 and WorkPoint Express. If you need help, contact us, contact your partner. Check out the support site. Just demonstrated a bit of it for more guides, or contact me if you have specific questions or things you need to know. Finally, have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for now.